Hello, everybody. This is Queen Lenore with the Love and Live Show. First of all, I want to say thank you guys for watching my channel and supporting me. I really appreciate you guys for all the wonderful things. You guys say a lot of nice, wonderful comments, and I appreciate it. But right now, my nephew's going to interview me, and I'm going to answer the questions. Yay!
Okay, so if you didn't know, she got married within the first 2 months of, I guess, formally dating her partner. Is that correct?
No.
Okay. Please correct me.
I got engaged the first 2 months of us knowing each other. We got married pretty much 6 months later after knowing each other.
So the proposal and all that was within
the 2 months.
The 2 month time frame.
Yes.
Okay. So, what do you feel like you guys had in common at that time?
Nothing. Literally, I could just say I really didn't care for him. He was irritating me. I don't know. I don't know what he was going through, but it was bothering me. Whatever he was going through was bothering me. So how, when you think about it now, to like, how did we even get to marry? I don't even know.
Okay, so did you guys go on dates?
Yes.
And where were these dates?
Our first date was at a pool hall. And that was just fun. And then the rest, I really don't know. We went out to eat, to the movies, stuff like that. But our first date was at a pool hall. And, of course, you know me, I was a big flirt. If you don't know, I was a big flirt. So I flirted and we had a good time or whatever. And we even had a big, giant argument that day. You know what? I can see how people are married at first sight argue because I sure argued on that date. See, when you don't think about stuff, because I was like, these people are arguing. They only known each other 8 weeks, and they've been arguing. And I do not understand that, but now I get it, because I argued. One argument. Let's see how many we get through this conversation.
Okay, so you mentioned flirting.
Mm-hmm.
When did the relationship become more romantic?
What do you mean romantic?
When do you feel like there was, some more intimacy going on?
Where we probably kissed and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know when we kissed. I couldn't tell you. I don't know how long it was in between when we kissed. Because
time, maybe first month, maybe end of second.
Well, I don't even think it was first month. Probably like a week or two.
Okay.
Maybe a week. Maybe two. Maybe that. I don't know. We didn't kiss our first date, so.
And of course, he proposed to you.
Of course.
Yes. All right. So how long did it take you to really decide? Was it an instant type of thing, or?
It was. We were doing like a double date at our house, because he ended up living with me because of a situation, mind you. So that we actually had 2 arguments because that was actually our first argument. No, that was our second argument. So anyway, he ended up staying there, and I had a 3-bedroom apartment, so he stayed in the other room. Anyway, I had my friend come over. She had a boyfriend, and we were playing game night, couples game night. And then we had walked them outside and to the car, so they left. And it started raining, and we was dancing in the rain, and that's when he got on his knees and proposed. No, that's not true. He didn't get on his knees and propose. He proposed standing up. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then that night, he came in the room, and then he got on his knees and proposed.
Oh, so double proposal.
That night.
Okay. All right. And so, during this window, during this time frame, how did your friends and acquaintances feel about this?
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so you got to understand, I was married before I met my husband. And, I thought I was divorced. So I was not divorced when I was proposed to. But I thought I was. And so, they were like, are you sure you're not rushing into this? Like, you dummy, this is the second time. I don't date long before I get married. But anyway, Ricky dummy. I remember your mom was like, is he beating you? And I was like, where the heck are you getting this conversation from? What you mean is he beating me? Because we would wrestle, but not like strong wrestle, because I don't really strong wrestle. Like, it's the same how we wrestle now that you see me and the uncle, but it was never like the real wrestling, because, I'll get serious in a minute.
WWE.
Oh, no. The little playful wrestle we do with our hands, and we just, yeah. And I was like, no, where would you get that from? And do I even look like the type? But who looks like the type, you know? But that's how I felt. I'm just telling you how I felt. I didn't look like the type. But, you know, now that I'm older, who looks like the type? But, yeah.
All right.
And there was, yeah. And nobody even came to my wedding. None of my friends came to my wedding.
But they didn't think it was going to last.
I don't know why none of them came. Because when we went, it was, I think because it was supposed to be so small and intimate. Because we were supposed to be in the pastor's office. But when we got to church, I had too many people with me. And they was like, we're going to go into the Family Life Center. But none of my friends came to that or to my reception.
So it wasn't like a really elaborate wedding?
No, I don't believe in those.
So, okay. So, as in not believing.
I don't believe in you should do a big elaborate wedding until you are married for a long time. I just don't believe, why should I spend thousands of dollars and my wedding or my marriage don't last? Think about it. My first marriage, I thought it was going to last. I mean, I would never have thought that we wouldn't have made it.
Was that a full-fledged wedding? Or
no, that was a courthouse too.
Okay.
This one was a courthouse, but yeah. No, but I've just seen, and all the people that got married in our month, which is June, only 2 of us lasted. I mean, there's other people that got there, but they weren't in our like group setting. But there's other people. So if I even include all those people, there's only 3 people that lasted in that marriage. So in June. So think about it. And those were some big, elaborate weddings that we went to, and they did not last. So my little wedding was fine.
So speaking on those terms, do you feel like the more elaborate wedding happens during the remarriage, or?
No, I think more of the elaborate marriages are just, we grow up thinking we want big weddings, period. A woman just does that, or a man, I don't know, because I've seen it both ways. But I just think that people put too much focus on the wedding and not the focus of how to keep a marriage lasting. And that bothers me. And that's why I wrote the book that I'm waiting for somebody to edit, but I won't mention his name, Eli.
Okay. Easing into daily routines, how did that go for you?
What do you mean daily routine? This is what we did every day?
Just kind of, how was the shift and the things that he does, the things that you do, maybe cooking, cleaning, those type of things.
From in the beginning of a relationship?
Yes.
Well, I can say when we first was together, I did a lot of cooking. When we got married and said I do, he did a lot of cooking and cleaning. And then somewhere in there, I transitioned into we equal part cooked and cleaned. And then somewhere in there, well, nobody cooked it. And then now we're all rotation. Then you're included in the rotation of cooking. See how it goes. Yeah, you really, for me, I feel like when you're married, you should go with the flow. It shouldn't be something that you are planning. Like, whatever you had in your mind of what your wedding should be like or what your marriage should be like, throw that out the window. Throw it out the window, because when you have that mind, instead of what you wanted your man to be like or your woman to be like, it was what you thought the woman you were going to be married to or the man you were going to be married to. But you're with somebody else and they might not know what your imagination had planned for you. So throw it out the window and start new with the person that you're with. Because there's people like, I believe you can meet your soulmate or the person you want to marry at the age of 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, a 12-year-old should not be dating. But, let's say 14 years old, 15. I went down to 15, y'all, because my first goal was 16. You can't date till you're 16. But I really think you can make a marriage last, even though, no matter how young you are. It just depends if you throw all the crap out the window and just focus on you two in that marriage. Think about it. Your grandparents got married very young.
Very.
And I know back then that's what people did. But, nowadays, no. It's like a faux pas. And I'm not saying they need to get married at 14, 15. I'm just saying you could get, be together till you're 21 and decide to get married at 21, and I think it would last. If you want to get married at 18, I think it would last. It's really up to you two. Now, mind you, a lot of people are going to tell you not to get married because you're young. You haven't lived your life yet. But why can't you live your life with the person you're going to be with? Because I always said, I wish I knew him when I was younger. And we got married then. But we probably wouldn't have been married then. But in my mind, I wish we could have got married back then. Because our marriage to me is so wonderful. Now, I don't mean we don't have our ups and downs. It's just, it's so wonderful that I would have loved to say right now, since we've been married 22 years, I could say, been married 30 years. Or, you know, something like that. Because y'all understand we got married at 26.
Okay. So coming to a close, the children, how did that go? Easing children into the relationship. Whether it's nieces, nephews.
But the thing about it is, kids, and I'm very much an advocate of this. Kids are not first in the marriage. The marriage is first. Period. It goes God, yourself right up under God, and then your marriage is here, and then your kids is here, and then however you want to place everybody else is down there. But a lot of people make a mistake and make their kids above that, and I don't believe in it. I believe you should make your marriage first, because if you're happy, you're content, you guys are working well in your relationship, it pours over into your kids. I'm not saying it's going to make your life easier with your kids, and you ain't going to have no problem with the kids, but I'm saying it makes it easier, because then you guys will always be on the same page, working together, having that full-blown relationship. And then you don't miss each other. So it's not like when the kids leave, I now got to get to know you, because you already been knowing each other, because you've been growing together the whole time, and the kids never were above. And you know how many kids I've had around me. Yeah. None of y'all is above my marriage. I love y'all, but I'm not above my marriage. Oh, go ahead.
And then other family members, we went over friends. How did they react? How did family react?
My mom was excited. My mom's friend, Melinda, was excited. My dad was excited. He says my biological dad was excited, since he's the one that hooked us up. And I'm trying to think, his mom was not excited. And I didn't know that till outdoors. And I was a little mad. But, because I'm like, why would you tell him that after we get married? You should have said, because she said, are you sure this is what you want? Okay, after we said I do that, you lost that opportunity to say that. You should have said it before. But once we got to know each other, and we had such a great relationship, and then we had lots of fights and arguments. We had a great mother-daughter type of relationship. I kind of understood. And now that my kids are older, I definitely understand.
Okay, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoy the journey of my relationship with my husband. And I want you guys to remember to always love and live each day as if it were your last. Smooches.